So the partial government shutdown, big chunk of the government actually, is set to drag on now until at least tomorrow, until all the members get back from their weekend. So a Senate bill to get things up and running was approved by the president as well, is facing a lot of opposition right now in the House. Democrats calling to reform or even abolish ICE as part of this deal. Watch.
DHS was a creation. We can take enforcement. We can ramp it down significantly. We can put a lot less money into this kind of cruelty. I do think that we are at a place where finally we can demand in a unified way real reforms and completely dismantle ICE and CBP and DHS.
Okay, let's bring in Republican Congressman Byron Donalds, also running for governor in Florida. Congressman Donalds, thank you very much for being here. It does feel like a lot of House Democrats in particular are very fired up. They feel like this is working for them politically, and they want to keep driving this point and perhaps keep the government shut for quite a while.
To be blunt with you, Martha, I don't care what they want. Look, here's the bottom line. Number one, under the United States Constitution, the federal government has the sole responsibility for naturalization and deportation operations. That's number one. If Democrats want to use states like Minnesota to oppose the federal government, then it's Democrats who want to nullify the United States Constitution, because that's the action they're looking for. I think, if anything, what we should be doing is attaching the SAVE Act, or now the Save America Act, to whatever spending bill goes back to the Senate. Not only are we going to stand behind ICE to continue to do their job of deporting criminal illegal aliens out of the United States, but we are also going to protect the franchise of voting in the United States of the American people by requiring that if you go to vote, you have to demonstrate a voter ID. You need an ID to go to stay in a hotel. You need an ID to open up a bank account. You need an ID to get on a plane. You should be able to show your ID when you go to vote. That's what Republicans should be standing for.
All right, let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader in the House. Here's what he's saying about all this.
Our premise has been simple, that ICE agents should conduct themselves like every other law enforcement agency in the country, as opposed to running around mass thugs, in many instances unleashing brutality on law-abiding American citizens and violently targeting immigrant families and communities.
Let's just put up the balance of power right now, because in your home state, no, I'm sorry, in Texas, actually, over the weekend, there was a special election, and this margin gets even tighter at this point for Republicans, 214 to 218, as you look to try to get this over the finish line, Congressman.
Look, let me be very clear. Number one, Leader Jeffries sounds like a clown right now as far as I'm concerned. What he's saying is actually making no sense. The truth of the matter is that ICE has been trying to do their job. And if it wasn't for Democrat leaders who were fomenting an organized protest organization that was taking pictures of these officers, trying to dox these officers, trying to go after their families, all these things have occurred, then they wouldn't have to cover their faces to protect their identity and to protect their families. That's one. Number two, and let's also be very clear, I didn't hear Hakeem Jeffries say a damn thing when there were young women in America who were being raped and murdered by criminal illegal aliens that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and he led into the country with impunity. They said nothing, while House Republicans wanted something very simple, which was to secure the southern border once and for all. So if this is going to be the argument he wants to make, then I got a counter argument. Number one, we're going to continue with ICE doing their job under the Constitution. But number two, we're going to protect the vote of every American. We're not going to have situations like in California and other states where Democrats know that they have people voting in our elections with impunity just so Democrats can get some semblance of power in the United States of America.
So President Trump says he wants this done, and he wants it done quickly. He just posted on Truth Social immediately, without delay, and no changes can be made at this time. What is the time frame on reopening the government as far as you see it?
Oh, we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, this is really in the hands of the Senate. Once again, Senate Democrats have done nothing, proposed no solutions. They just want to go over there and complain, and then they want to kick it back to the House. I'm not interested in bailing out the Senate. Everybody knows how much I respect the President of the United States, but the Senate Democrats are the ones who are bringing us to this point. There was already an agreement on ICE funding 2 weeks ago, and then they reneged. Surprise, surprise. Chuck Schumer, once again, has no solutions.
Okay. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you very much, sir. Always good to have you with us. So still ahead this hour, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro and President Trump's potential breakthrough in the Middle East. Big developments here when we come back.
On Iran, the Supreme Leader today said that U.S. attack could spark a regional war. Do you have any response to that, sir?
Why wouldn't he say that? Of course he can say that, but we have the biggest, most powerful ships in the world over there, very close, a couple of days, and hopefully we'll make a deal. If we don't make a deal, then we'll find out whether or not he was right.
Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.